Right, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending when you're watching this. This isn't the video which I thought I'd be posting. I did record the other day a full day of eating kind of for a high day. Then I was going to kind of blend it into other days because I had basically 3 back-to-back high days. But then I basically didn't record anything the day before, the day after that, and then yesterday. So yeah, just slacking. But basically, we are just off the back of 3 high days. The first two were just 700 grams of carbs. The third was 620 on a rest day. And body weight hasn't really changed too much. I was a little bit under the weather. That's also the main reason I didn't film on the Wednesday and the Thursday. And I was like, I just feel a bit rough, feel a bit knackered. And that might have also been why body weight didn't have to creep up too much. Like I'm literally today 201.2 and we started the feed at 198. So like not a massive increase off the back of 3 days of eating basically 2,000-ish grams of carbs. So not massive, but at the same time, I don't need to throw my body weight up ridiculously. Let me try and get this fully on me. There we go. So yeah, today what I'm going to do is run you through a little bit of my new baseline diet, my new baseline setup, and also have a bit of a chat about plans for the rest of the season. So food has kind of changed a little bit, setup has kind of changed a little bit. Over the last sort of like week or so, basically from I think it was Sunday last week, so 6 days ago, we have made a couple of changes. We are basically trying to remove a load of expenditure where we possibly can, just to keep the physique as fresh as we can as well. So steps have been pulled down from 15k to 10k. And then we have also manipulated some food as well just to bring that down. So we're just dieting through a bit more of a lower energy flux diet. So this exactly isn't my first meal. My first meal is the same as it was on a previous video. I think this meal is exactly the same actually as well. But basically I didn't have enough veg for my first meal that I normally have. So I just switched them around because they're both pro-fat. So this meal is usually my meal 4, but we've got 200 grams of chicken, we've got 5 mils of olive oil, we've got 100 grams of pineapple, 50 grams of peppers, 50 grams of green beans, as you can see here, which is all not very nice. The only other changes really are pre-workout meal. I don't have a Squares bar anymore. Post-workout meal is now 100 grams of cream of rice instead of 100 grams of Frosties. That's pretty much it. So my train day food is now 313 grams of carbs, 46 grams of fat, 229 grams of protein, which comes out at just under 2,600 calories. And then on a rest day, it is 240 grams of protein, 40 grams of fat, 231 grams of carbs, and then 2,244 calories. There you go. So yeah, that is the current setup. As of yesterday, we have also added in 1 milligram of MOTS-C and half a milligram of 5-amino-1-MQ. Every day fasted now. Again, I've heard a lot of good stuff regarding those. Also, I've still got SLU in at 900 micrograms. And I kind of want to just see how we get on with them towards the latter end of prep. There's potentially a bit more efficacy towards those, towards the latter end of a contest prep. So I'm going to see how we get on, and we're going to see how we do with them in. Yeah. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm basically going to just crack on with work because I've got a good bit to do. It's Saturday the 25th of April. And then what we're going to do when we've done that is I'm basically going to chat you through, maybe show you my pre-workout meal. I'm not going to show you loads of food because you've already seen a full day of eating. Full day of eating is much better when on a high day as well. But I'm basically going to go through my plans for the rest of this competition prep and what might happen, what might not happen, what definitely is happening, what might not be happening, etc., etc. Because we've made a couple of, not tweaks, but me and Tim had a discussion this morning, and we are essentially going to be jumping into another show just to kind of get some sense of confirmation in terms of is there any point doing future shows and whatnot, based upon where I'm at, and then also based upon where my physique is going to be going over the next 2 to 3 years as well. So yeah, I will catch you guys up in a little bit. I need to get this meal done because I need to crack on and get some food in.
My hair is a fucking mess. I need to sort that out. But all work is now done. And we are just about to eat pre and head over to be modified for upper. And I'm going to chat you through what the basic plans are for the next couple of weeks. But I thought I'd also show a little bit of the work from this morning. So we have got Sam Chong starting prep basically from tomorrow, which will be pretty damn cool. Is it going to focus? Is it going to focus? Oh. You can kind of see there. He looks very, very good. For a junior in men's physique, yeah, I think we're going to be pretty chilling here. But no, he's one of the few lads that who in the next week or so is going to be starting prep. And we're in a good spot. We're in a really, really nice spot. Especially considering, like, from a composition perspective, where we're really not too. I say really not too behind or anything like that. Jesus, it's a bit enlarged. But yeah, from a composition perspective, we're absolutely chilling. I don't think we've got too much to really pull off, and we've got about 20 weeks or so prior to even peaking, which is lovely, and pretty much the same for any of my guys going this year. We've got loads of time. We've not got loads to do in the time, so it means that the prep should be all good. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that one, because definitely, as a couple of the boys do get on stage, we're going to be taking you along for some show days as well. But we're now going to be getting in the pre-workout meal, which is now just a very measly, depressing meal. Not the same as it is on like a high day, but we have got 100 grams of cream of rice, which is trained by JP, chocolate orange. I'm not a huge fan of the flavour. It can taste a little bit artificial, but I thought, haven't had it for a while, I'm going to give it a try. Also, because to be fair, I'm probably not going to have it, but I have got the chocolate orange whey from Perform. But I kind of like having my wheys like different flavours to the cream of rice. Maybe that's me being a bit weird, I don't know. So I think today, to be fair, it's not that different, but we are going to go for Perform carrot cake, which is also absolutely elite. But in regards to shows and what we are doing, so we had a couple of ideas in mind for the main shows for this season. One being on the 10th of May, one being on the 24th of May, one being on the 7th of June. A few of them are still there, a few of them aren't. Mainly just down to like having a look at things from like a logistical perspective. So the last show which I was aiming to do was going to be Two Bros Wales. I've never done a Two Bros show, so I kind of want to just see where I'm at basically in regards to NPC with Classic, and then just go about that essentially. However, at the same time, for Classic, I need more muscle anyway, and it's doing it is a regional show. It's then ending your season on a regional show after I would have most likely have done PCA Universe 2 weeks beforehand, which is like a bigger show. It's a bit more of like an actual event. It's like a finals in a way. So it doesn't really make too much sense, especially given the fact that like could end the show. Granted, I have probably clients come along because a lot of my clients are in Cardiff anyway. But I can have a load of people come along. It's a nice, cool day. Trinity will be there. I think Full Ball might be there as well. But it'll be a really nice day if I go and end prep there. However, so basically I'm not doing Two Bros Wales. But there is one kind of issue, not really an issue, but an issue. I turned 24 4 days beforehand. And after the Saxon show, like literally within about 2 minutes of me getting off stage and going to do like my interview, I was chatting to a couple of the judges, and Adriano, the guy who does the interviews, he's absolutely lovely, about like my next couple of shows and what I'm planning to do. Now they were like, oh, I'm assuming you're doing the Universe. I was like, yeah. The issue is, when I turned 24. And they were like, well, you might be able to do it as a junior because you've qualified. So try and find out. I then found out that basically I can't, which is completely understandable. Like, it's probably the best way to do it if you're not you know, if you've qualified, I could technically go and do if that was the case, where if I've qualified as a junior, I could do the British finals as a junior, technically, even though that's in October. But then if you think about it, like, imagine I did Saxon, turned 24, like literally like just over a month later, and then in theory I could go into an off season for a couple of months, like rebound out of prep, go back into the British finals, and it's just a bit like, that is a bit unfair. It's like it's the best way to do it. So yeah, I can't do the University Junior, which I'm not really that arsed about. Like, it is what it is. But obviously I can do an open class, so I can do bodybuilding short or medium, or classic short or medium, depending on what the height cut-off sort of is. So there's that. So I can do one of them, and I've got some classic trunks. I've done classic with PCA before. I've placed all right, so I feel like they like my physique, they like my look. So there's that. However, when you are in stage condition, it is very tiring. It is a lot, and this is also the longest I've had between shows, and I'm pretty damn cooked. So the next show was going to be on the 10th of May. We were thinking about going to Spain to do the pro qualifier there. I still could. I'm not, because I don't think it's a very good idea for my first abroad show to go over on my own, because Tim can't come, Molly can't come. So it's like, I'd be on my own. I'd probably stress myself out a lot by doing so. And as much as like, yeah, it would be cool, but I'm also looking at it as like, best case scenario, I go and win a PCA Pro card, class. But then I probably wouldn't do the universe 2 weeks later, because I'd get fucking smoked in the pro show. Like, I'd only really do it if there was like no one else doing it, and I pretty much had a guarantee of placing top 3 to get a cash prize. But I'm also not going to go pro. So yeah, and I was like, but even if I do, I then end prep and I'm celebrating and getting a PCA Pro card on my own, and then I've got to get a flight home the next day. So yeah, doesn't really make too much sense. So that show, I'm still competing that day. I'm doing PCA Newcastle. That will be my last ever junior show. So we're doing junior bodybuilding there. But then as of this morning, I basically messaged Tim and I was like, look, I'm in shape. I look all right. If I go and do the universe, I'm going into an open class and I'm doing classic short or classic medium, whatever, however many people it is, depends on how they split it up. But at the same time, I'm not a billion miles away from my weight cap. And like, yes, you can manipulate certain things, and PCA doesn't have a weight cap, but long term, I don't know if classic is going to be where I end up based on how I grow. Like, I'm 20 pound up from 18 months ago. I'm 40 pound up from my first ever time on stage. So I'm probably looking at, I'd imagine, 210-ish pounds, maybe a bit more on stage the next time, hopefully. But at the same time, that's too heavy for my height. And like, yes, I could stretch out a couple of extra centimeters through just living on an inversion table and doing some dead hangs, but I'm not going to gain 4 or 5 centimeters. I'm not going to get to 6 foot, sadly. So I don't really know what the longer term goal is there. But at the same time, if that's going to be open, does it really make too much sense to go and do classic? Maybe, because I can still do the show. I can potentially even still win. But it's also then the idea that it's an extra 2 weeks in prep, which if I'm kind of looking to just grow, it might make a bit more sense to just rebound out and get to growing a bit quicker, especially in that where you can rebound out of a show if you can, based on obviously health markers and cycle duration and stuff. Like, you're in a very, very good position to grow, and I could potentially be looking at 20 to 30 pounds up by the midpoint of June in really good condition. So yeah, my goals are quite long term. But then at the same time, main kind of reason is if I go and do a classic show, right, and I don't win, it's not really a negative, because that kind of tells me, it's like, well, if I go and do the universe, I'm probably not going to win, because there's going to be someone that beats me. 2 years ago, I would have had a very different mindset about that. Now, I'm just like, cool, sound. And then I can go and do PCA Northeast in Newcastle, and then I can basically make the decision of then is like, right, let's say all that goes to plan. Let's say I go and get another win. I've then got the decision of, do I want to go into the PCA universe where I might not win, but I can still place top 3, which is still really, really good, or do I want to get back to growing? So that's the decision that I've got to make. So a week today, we are going into PCA North West, which is in Manchester, and we're doing classic short. The good thing is I've already got some classic trunks, so that's when we'll be posing in from that one. So yeah, a week out. No changes to normal things from today. It's just a baseline normal training day. I expect some changes might go in from tomorrow, but by the time you're watching this, you probably would have seen some updates on my Instagram anyway. So yeah, I'm going to crack on. I need to eat. I need to get back by ideally as early as possible because I need to get some more food from the shop because I forgot veg and I forgot turkey bacon. And City play at 5:15 in the cup semi-final, and I've got a call at 6, so I'm going to miss the second half. But hopefully we'll get a few goals up, so I don't really mind too much. But yeah, Molly is currently laying on the bed. Molly, do you want to eat pre?
Yeah.
Molly wants to eat pre, so we're going to eat pre. Right, I'll catch you guys in a bit. I might catch you in the car and have a bit of a chat. Who knows?
let me know if the computer's now to turn on. On?
Okay, so it is the next day. It is Sunday, 6 days out. Completely forgot to film anything after I trained yesterday, but there was nothing really fancy, to be fair. Yeah, nothing really fancy today. Literally today has been exactly the same as it would have been if I wasn't really competing, aside from the fact that we put Halo back in as well, at 10 milligram pre-workout and a milligram of Arimidex. As we saw, they brought a very good look to Saxon, so we're doing it again. But aside from that, literally no changes have gone in. The plan for this week now is tomorrow and Tuesday, I'm pretty sure, will be... Tim did say to train tomorrow, but with my work schedule, like, I'm not able to train on Mondays. So he was like, that's fine, we can just run it as a rest day. So 2 back-to-back rest days, it's looking likely, because I really don't think I'm going to have time to train tomorrow. So 2 back-to-back rest days, with slightly reduced food and slightly reduced expenditure, which should be good. So I'd imagine that we begin feeding up from Wednesday with a new low, which would be absolutely lovely. But yeah, condition-wise, obviously the last thing you would have seen would be me posing post-workout yesterday. Really, really happy with the look. Already pretty damn flat, even after 3 days of, to be fair, not really excessively feeding up, but more so just freshening up. But in terms of like condition, I've never seen my glutes that sharp in my life. I've never seen my midsection this sharp in my life. So from a condition perspective, I'm really happy. That was the main thing which I wanted to bring this year, was a level of conditioning which I've never really done before. So I feel like I've already ticked that box, but I still want a little bit more. But no, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. I am feeling a bit fucked today, but that's normal. I'm pretty damn lean and I'm only 6 days out now. So yeah, I don't know when I next film. I probably won't film tomorrow or Tuesday because they're going to be pretty boring days, if I'm honest. It's just going to be, I'm working, I'm doing steps, I'm eating less food, I feel like shit. So yeah, I'm probably not going to film too much of them. However, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll probably film. What I'll probably do is quite similar now to what I did for Saxon, is I'll probably just film like the like each day of the carb up, and get that out, but I'll also try and get it out a little bit quicker than just after the show, because obviously I've said I'm doing the show. So yeah, we are all good, we are chilling. I'm just on the way home now from legs, which is a good session. Today was just a full intensity leg session, which was sound, and actually, to be fair, pretty good session. Legs wise, I was like, Jesus Christ, my legs look fucking cool. Upper bit flatter, but the look I was quite happy with, so that's good. So last leg session prior to the next show, all boxed off, which should hold a good amount of fullness leading into the weekend. I expect that my legs will be a bit inflamed tomorrow and Tuesday, as they do hold a good bit of inflammation, but with the reduced expenditure and literally 6 days from the next show, it won't be an issue whatsoever. So we are all damn good. If there's anything which I feel like I need to film from tomorrow and Tuesday, I will do, but if not, it'll be Wednesday, the next day that I film. So thank you very much for watching, and
any shares, any story tags, any comments, subscriptions, likes, all that jazz. The usual links will be down below. So for Full Bore Sports for all of your supplementation, for Trinity Lifting Apparel, ignore the top that I've got on now, for all of your clothing, Jenkins for Full Bore, and Josh 10 for Trinity. And then as usual, coach inquiries will be in the link. Coach inquiries, a link will be down below. And just to note as well, you might have seen through my Instagram, due to just demand and me just getting busier, and also the quality of service which I provide, my prices will be going up from the start of May. So if you're looking to join the team, basically now is the right time. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you when I've got a little bit more energy and I'm eating some more carbohydrates.